Real Madrid began the league with a victory that said less about dominance and more about survival. A single Kylian Mbappé penalty settled a close, tense game and gave the scoreboard the 1-0 line that every club craves at the start of a long campaign. The surface story is tidy. The new coach gets 3 points, the marquee striker converts from the spot, and the season begins with the expected celebrations. But beneath that tidy headline was a different kind of moment. A private, intense conversation in the tunnel between Xabi Alonso and Fede Valverde that by every eye in and around the squad felt like more than routine instruction. Context matters. Alonso arrived this summer as Real Madrid's head coach with big ideas about pressing, structure and squad management. And the early minutes of the match showed a team still finding the exact contours of that system. The work rate was there, the pressing flashes were there, but the fluency in the final third was patchy and Madrid created too few clear chances, leaving supporters and pundits to ask whether the team's identity under Alonso will be immediate or gradual. In that atmosphere, small signals become huge. Valverde has always been valued for his relentless engine, his willingness to run into impossible space. That dynamic, the quiet confirmation of a leader within the squad, is a season-shaping currency. On the pitch, Mbappé's penalty was clinical and decisive, but it did not erase what the match revealed about Madrid's current state. The defensive shape was solid enough to hold a 1-goal lead, but the creative combinations in the final third lacked the effortless flow fans expect. Alonso's mandate is explicit in public and private. Talent alone won't carry this team. Discipline, roles and internal leadership will. Valverde, who has earned applause for his physicality and temperament, now looks like the kind of player who will be asked to translate that private trust into public leadership. The tidy box-to-box engine who covers the spaces others vacate. If Alonso's conversation was a vote of confidence, but was also a subtle message to the squad. This is the model of commitment that will be rewarded, and the manager will build his authority by forging those relationships one player at a time. That approach explains the tactical switches and the substitutions that tried to nudge the game's balance without overcommitting stars too early. Alonso's early season management hints at rotation by design rather than panic substitutions. For viewers and fans, the takeaway is twofold. Wins are vital and will be celebrated, but the quieter, off-camera moments, the sideline words, the tunnel talks, the private calibrations between coach and player are what shape how those wins turn into long-term progress. Over the coming weeks, expect Alonso to keep shaping the roster around players who accept responsibility in private and show it on the pitch. And expect Valverde to be one of the faces fans watch to see whether that private moment translates into a louder, steadier leadership on match days. In short, Mbappé's penalty bought Madrid a result. Alonso's quiet talk might have bought them a direction. Keep an eye on how Valverde reacts, because sometimes a season is not decided by the biggest roar, but by the softest whisper that convinces a locker room to change.